And I will get this popped up for you. Here we go, our first best of 3. And I'll answer that question from you, Nick, in 1 second here. Just gotta finish some setup. And yeah, and here we go. Game number 1. And again, Witcher plays at a very interesting resolution. We're just gonna have to deal with our letterboxes here. But all right. Let me see if I can turn up his stream audio here. And again, both these players, we have my former caster from not too long ago, Sicknick, is giving the Founders Pack on Steam to whoever wins the tournament. So that's very exciting. All right. So to answer your question, Nick, we do sort of have DSR. We're just trying it out. This is our first time doing best of 3s or best of 5s for this game. In fact, this game just came out Thursday. And so with them coming out Thursday, we're still testing things out. We only have previous tournaments from playtest. So the idea is you cannot use a captain that you have won with already, because it's going to kind of get some diversity. Otherwise, as we see here with this Astra mirror, people are just going to play Astra, who's widely considered to be the strongest captain in the game. We haven't had many Astra matches today after a certain point in our stream, because people are just kind of playing Zax and Extilier, but we get to see 2 high-level Astra players go at it right now. The tournament I'm doing next week, however, will be you come with 1 roster, but Astra is going to be banned. So just kind of trying out different things, see what works, see what formats we prefer. And we can already see Witcher has come out with an early rickety backfire. Gonna do a quick 6 damage somewhere, some way, somehow.
That was just a warm-up.
Ugh. Hooey. So, Witcher's using Scattervine. Let's go. Oh, that's Nectarvine. Dang, I thought it was Scattervine. I was gonna get very excited. I love Scattervine. However, both players appear to be using what we would consider the optimal choices here. Get that early Maximus out, do some chip damage, use the rickety backfire to do some quick, big old damage onto the captain. Start with a 6 health lead, basically. Oh, did Rickety get popped? I was not. Plink and Maximus was about to crit. I sadly was not paying attention. I was dealing with some other stuff. But a Torian to kind of block them off there, and then the Maximus duel off on this side, which was Maximus taking a lead in that one. All right, we see chip damage here coming in from Flash Midnight. There's a crit. But because they missed the first one. Oh, Medical Recall. Now, Medical Recall is actually really crazy with Astra. Medical Recall, you pull them back up, heal 3, and because Astra's boost morale makes things cheap, they get to drop it back down for pretty much free. Yeah, Apreche, I don't know how I'm supposed to say your name, I'm sorry. Scattervine is, I think it's fun in certain situations. I like it in like I've used it in Extilier lists before. 1 more HP, Scattervine would actually be pretty nuts. I do think it's still a situations. I've won games. I actually think I won a game against Godspeed Thunder of all people in the playtest. Could be wrong. Because I just like, nope, walk away, drop a wall of Scattervines in front of me, and then advance them with me. But, hard to say.
Both ends are pointy.
Now, this is a very... I think one thing I want to talk about here is we see the freaking turn 3 switchback from Flash Midnight. Oh, Astra things.
Ah, here we are. I can work with that.
Oh my gosh. But an interesting thing we see from both players here, opting into more heal oriented. And I wonder if it was just because ship assist, and I wonder if that was because their ship assist they felt like they were kind of rough. But the plink and the medical recall for Astra is actually pretty huge. That plink obviously is annoying, get that chip damage or that chip heal, but the medical recall, because the cost does not revert, you can get that heal and then drop something down, reel it back for cheap, if not completely free. So I don't think the turn 3 switchback is insanely broken, it's just very strong. Astra is insane because of her ramp up power and her Cinder economy. Switchback this early usually is going to mean the opponent doesn't have a response to something that can do 3 damage, or with 2 Cinder do 6 damage at rapid fire. However, Astra, you're both ramping up at the same time, so it's interesting. But you're going to see the switchback could just easily take out, say, is that a Maximus Witcher has there, or is that a... Yeah, so the Torian's really protecting this Taria, but the switchback, if they hit both their shots, is going to be able to take out the Taria or the Maximus here, because it's going to do 6 damage, but we'll see what Flash Midnight chooses to do with it. Looks like they're opting on the 50-50 shots against the Torian, and they're going to hit one. They covered the spread. They do know they have medical recall and a plink to kind of keep them alive. Probably that Maximus from earlier. Yep. Astra also has the ability, so when you spawn a unit, they spawn stunned. They can't act until next turn, Nick. And Astra has the ability for 2 Cinder to make them unstunned.
What's this do?
And this ramp up is just really, really strong.
Stretching her tongue.
Getting Torian down to 3 health feels bad with the amount of effort put into it, but it could be a lot worse. Now Torian's just a little bit away from going down, but Flash Midnight does not know that Witcher has a Nectar Vine. Witcher has this lifeline. Now, the lists are open. They could go to the document right now, see what each other have in their Astra list, and I would expect players of the caliber of Flash Midnight or Witcher would have looked at each other's list before this game, or have it open right now, which is completely legal because I can't stop you. But also makes sense. Oh my gosh. Crazy, Bayix. That sounds amazing. Let's get you out of here. Goodbye! Be gone! Be blocked. How do I remove a message? Please. Uh-oh. Ignore bikes.
Give me another minute.
They are not real.
Return to the academy.
I've got plans soon.
I don't know how to remove that message, so I won't bother. But looking at this very interesting game here. So the switchback went down as I was dealing with a bot in my stream. Amazing. This Torian, that wasn't even a Torian miss. But this Torian drop and then getting kept back up with that lifeline from Witcher is pretty huge right now. Allowed them to take out the switchback, and Flash Midnight not able to do much with a very powerful drop. One of the most powerful units in terms of just raw damage in the game.
Okay, go, go, go.
Go, go, go. So, see, they're unstunned. The Taria is now unstunned. Just going to try and keep taking pot shots. This Torian's value is insane. The dude with the swirls around him in the left side there, for those of you that do not know, gives 40% reduced accuracy for themselves when attacking themselves or the person closest to them, and that is within their range. So it makes really good evasion tank stuff. And we can see it's making it very hard to kill these priority targets that Flash Midnight has. Now again, this is a best of 5. And it's starting the best of 5 with the Handshake Astra, both people playing the Astromir. This is a game they could also use to gather data. They're not gonna, they already know each other's lists, but they're gonna get an idea of like how the other person's playing, how they like to position things. So they could maybe use some of that information to their advantage in later games.
Stay on your toes.
What?
Oh, this is gonna be such a huge AoE shot. Take the shot. Oh, the release Ozo. So that's gonna give 40% extra accuracy. I didn't realize that was Deadeye. I thought that was Tarja. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is Tarja. Gave him rapid fire.
Our loss, my game.
Oh my gosh, that is destructive. And gonna be honest, not being able to putting that effort into those Torian up units, and maybe even that early switchback might have been the downfall, because if Flash Midnight was able to develop their board further beyond a unit that takes 2 Cinder to do 6 damage, so that may come to bite him in the rear here. Is down to 8 health, and there is a lot of damage on the board from Witcher as they chase Flash Midnight into this corner. Rapid Fire Scatter is such a crazy combo. So this could be really huge. Oh, so the Thicket's Poison did not apply, did not hit. We do have Lifeline. Yep, there it is. Medical Recall. Not Lifeline, my apologies. Bring the Crosshair up. Might drop it this turn, might drop it next. Try and keep him alive. Declarations, the tournament is going great. You are currently watching winners finals. Winner of this goes into grands on the winner side of the bracket, and it's our first best of 5 of the tournament. Bracket is in my descriptions, as is all of everyone's roster list. It has been quite the tournament. We've had a few bangers too. And like I said, Flash Midnight and Witcher set up for an intense best of 5 as we see these, what we would assume are some of the most highly optimized lists at the moment, going at each other with this Astra v Astra. Yeah, I would be releasing, I'm going to be trying to organize that Google Sheet sometime in the future to make that data available. But again, in my description, the Google Doc, the Google Sheets link should give you a link to all that information.
My skin, green Makita balm.
During, I think it's in my About Me, actually.
Teaching the
So-
tricks about failure. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm going to try and make, spread everything out in that document. Yeah, this game is most definitely over. But really good effort from Flash Midnight. Things didn't quite go their way. That Torian was enormous. That's it. It's a best of 5. The Astra W for Witcher is done. It is out of the way. Because remember, we're doing kind of like Smash Brothers DSR, where you cannot play a captain you have won with already for this tournament. So the Astra game for Witcher, gun, out. I would imagine, so it would be interesting to see what Witcher's going to try and sneak a win with for game number 2. Oh, tournament chat.
Yep, it's all supernatural.
Oh, Flash Midnight took the wrong deck. Oh no.
Who's next?
Stick with me.
Attention!
Yeah, so either way, good win coming out of Witcher for game number 1. Yeah, so Once I got to do a lot of typing here.
You try
Never mind.
balancing all
We're just going to keep moving through here. As Flash Midnight, we do see the Zax v Zax. Flash. Oh. Okay, okay. So I see this message here where Flash Midnight says that they chose the wrong deck. I'm like, you're not allowed. You got to use the rosters you registered with. But it does sound like
You said it.
Flash Midnight chose the wrong deck for game 2. Because it would not make sense for them to go Zax when they want to get that Astra win here. So, whew. I was very worried I was about to have, because in the rules, if you don't bring the roster you registered with, that's a lost match. And I would have hated to have that happen in, you know, winners finals, but thankfully, we're good. Anyways. Zax v Zax is an interesting matchup. We've seen it a few times today. Mines have to be used very carefully in this matchup because they both have the ability to backfire a mine against you with those grab discs. So both of them trying to take some pot shots. So looking at this Zax list has a couple of mains from Witcher has a couple of mainstays here. We do see the Crosshair, we see Deadeye, and also the amplifier. So looking to just stay at range, put the amplifier down, get everyone +1 attack, and just chunk them down for an entire game. And they've also, Witcher has forced Flash Midnight into this corner. Flash Midnight opting into this corner with their first move, going behind that crate. I see a lot of players do that, not realizing just how much it can trap them. We saw that in a game earlier. I think it was Nets versus Godspeed Thunder. Same thing, got caught in this, opted into this corner game. And now, gotta take 6 damage. Gonna have to eat that, and that mine just avoided. And the escape hatch continuing to accelerate this game for Witcher. His starting hand has been put onto the board. This is a very rough spot for Flash Midnight to find themselves in. I think Witcher's very wise. And sadly, Flash Midnight not able to stream. Otherwise, I would show their perspectives. But Flash Midnight's internet was not able to give us a stable stream, and they're new to Discord. So we're just glad they're here. They're in winners finals. Insane. So gonna get a potentially decent mine explosion here if we don't have any grab disc shenanigans where it only goes like half the distance. There we go. Flash Midnight's in such a rough spot because of this board, but we have seen plenty of players come back from rough spots in this bracket. Alrighty. Yeah, Flash Midnight's in such a rough spot here, and again, it's because they're boxed into this corner. The escape hatch dropped Crosshair out, a 4-cost unit, and they have the health to tank the 2 damage escape hatch gives. Witcher using optimized list here with some very, well played to get all these powerful pieces out on the board. Flash Midnight's gonna have a hard time keeping up with this because they only have the Axel Pyro. Now, grab disc with Axel Pyro is pretty disgusting. It's going to cost 3 Cinder. You're not going to be able to drop any other crew, but Axel Pyro here could do a good chunk of damage because of that burn and the 2 damage in the AoE immediately. Might see that come in here. Witcher, though, will know that. Probably going to play to scatter them out and then keep chipping down here. In fact, he might choose to go after, chip them away. We saw this with Yurga earlier as well. Yurga really likes to, take out, just go in and chip off those crew and kind of make it very difficult to win. You see Deadeye, the Deadeye buff going on to Zax.
Yes, Captain?
Very helpful to shoot through this cover.
Just look like you're thinking.
What are you on about?
What's the hurry?
The scope looks
And then move it away and can get
It's happening.
Amplifier out somewhere safe. Now, something that Witcher, we can tell that they're positioning for, they know, seeing we're going into, this was turn 4, Flash Midnight, we could very easily have Orbital Strike. And they could even have the Corrosive Particle Orbital Strike combo, which would be devastating. That could take out the Amplifier pretty quick. There's a lot of things that they could do here with that combination. In fact, that's probably what they have. Watching this Grav Disc, trying to get Crosshair and the Deadeye in this spot. We'll see how they choose to do it. Yeah, they definitely have Orbital Strike, Corrosive Particles combo. You could, like, I would be shocked if they didn't have that. Like, surely they do, because they have to have one of them, based on how we could see the Flash Midnight's hand here. I wonder what's coming. They have 4 Cinder to play stuff on the board. Just trying to find that sweet spot. There's the Orbital Strike. Opting to take that out. They decided not to use the Grav Disc to get more people in. I would think the reason they didn't do that, they need the Cinder to summon something. They need to develop this board.
I was being timed?
Wonder what else they have. They're almost out of time here on Flash Midnight.
Careful out there.
They went with the Nano Shield. That's good stall. But they do lose a Cinder for the turn. I wonder, like, they must have a rough and very expensive starting hand for them not to be able to put any pieces out.
Beep boop, coming through. Still looked cool.
It still looked cool.
Wanna have a jam sesh?
Oh, and there's the Chuck. That's gonna... It's not gonna hurt now because the Nano Shield giving them invincibility, but it will hurt eventually. And Witcher can play more aggressively now because they know they don't have to worry about Orbital Strike for another few turns. And I think it was Witcher who was saying the other day that, or maybe it was someone else, when you're up against Orbital Strike, you almost have to win by turn 7 because taking 6 damage in an AoE like that twice, like totally 3 damage twice, can really hurt, especially when you get in the late game and you're trying to keep everyone around to have good lines of sights and accuracies.
Just look like you're thinking.
That said, I think a lot of this, seeing now how Flash Midnight hasn't dropped anyone on the board, makes sense that they would try and hide in the corner there to start and wait the timeout so that they can get their pieces they want on the board. However, I think if they had started moving left up here sooner, they would have had a lot more room to go through, because if by staying there in that corner, the Witcher's comp is able to move up and just kind of chill, and because they know they can easily answer you going right or left. But if they had gone left to begin into this little swoop here that they're in right now sooner, they could, Witcher would have to spread out more. You're going to have more people with worse lines of sights and more distance for less accuracy, and you could kind of shoot, am I going left, am I going right, to kind of split the opponent's roster instead of letting them clump up like this so hard.
A beautiful battlefield.
Stunning.
That's one of my favorite lines. A beautiful battlefield. Stunning. Okay. Flash Midnight is not out of fight yet. The switchback coming down is pretty big, which you're gonna have to decide if they want to go for the switchback or keep chipping at Zax.
This moon's talking to me.
Hooey.
Let's review my diagrams.
Here. So we'll see what... Oh, looking to get him into a better spot so then they pull the mine to their own mine.
My plan is
Sometimes those little
I'll let you have that.
indicators don't work out the way you'd expect. Here we go. Don't want to push him away from the explosion radius. Smart.
What are you on about? They'll break.
So defensive.
Feeling sunny.
There's the explosion.
Thinking.
Switchback is out on the field. Let's see what they're able to do with it. Amplifier Beetle should go down this turn, but there are so many important targets. Witcher's Beatrice could be his downfall. Does block him in a little bit. Beatrice is very slow, but just trying to keep moving forward on this board. Flash Midnight might have an angle to escape here with some Grav Disc usage, but moved instead of before using the Grav Disc. If they can survive this turn, they get a lot of open space to move around, and you can see that Witcher's is stuck in this corner themselves. So if Flash Midnight is... Oh, that's pretty huge. That should be a dead Chuck and Co. Amplifier Beetle. Oh, win for Zax. Oh, the second one missed. That would have been huge if it hit.
You're a great
Oh my gosh. The Beetle drop. It might not be enough. They need to drop. They don't have the Cinder to drop a mine. If Witcher hits all these shots, yeah, that's game. Okay. Wow, that was almost close.
for the wickedly charged.
See, that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite things. Things like Quetzali, Beetle, the Aegis Defense Dome, or Nectarvine. These things that you drop, and it's like immediately the state of the game has changed. You get that +1 energy. You get the extra move, attack. I'm sorry, the extra move, the heal. Like those can really change a game at the end there. Oh. And so now we see that Witcher is up 2-0. Flash Midnight on the back foot here, but Witcher has to win a game with Extilier against the likes of Zax and against the likes of Astra.
Totally forgot it was best of 5. I just hopped back in. I'll hop back.
Yep. It's best of 5 the rest of the way for you, Flash.
Good to hear. All right, deafening myself.
Don't, you're mute. There it is. All right. So, game number 3 here. Witcher going to pull out the Extilier this time. There is no, Zax is at Extilier. It is going to be Extilier 100% of the way for Witcher until they get this, final W. Flash Midnight has all 3 captains to choose from here in whatever order they want to try and take these games. Chat, what do you think? What do you think? Oop. Oh, Flash just, Nick, Flash just forgot it was the best of 5. And here's the thing, a reverse 3-0 could be possible. And the minds of many of our players, Extilier is the worst of the 3 captains. But I think Extilier is the best out of Zax and Extilier. I think Extilier is the one you want to take into Astra. But I also think Extilier needs people around him to support him. He needs that little bit of help to kind of move him around and keep the enemy in place. But if he gets that help, Extilier does a lot and can hurt pretty hard. So let's take a look here at Witcher's list of it for Extilier. As we load into this game here, let's see here, Witcher. Oh. Ooh, sorry, I had to sneeze. All right, Witcher, and then Flash Midnight. So we're stuck in starting game. So we're gonna get some quick restarts here. Witcher conceded! You saw it here! Technical difficulties. Oh, man. All right, here we go. We're back at it. So, let's have a look at these rosters here. For Witcher's Exterior roster, the one that Flash Midnight's going to have to win against 3 different times. We see an Antios, which we've talked about a bunch today. We've seen a lot of Antios play. Despite a lot of us thinking that early on it might not be the best unit. An Axel Pyro, Blindsider, Broken Vengeance. So that's just some good solid damage. Cheap damage too for the Blindsider and Axel. Chuck and Co to help move things around, get in place. A Maximus, you kind of take Maximus everywhere. Rickety Backfire for the burst. A Shrapnel, AoE tanky unit, and a Torian to kind of keep things up, and an Ursix Nectarvine. So we'll see how this pans out. The Nectarvine is interesting because as Exterior wants to keep going in, generally, Nectarvine is very static. That said, oh my gosh, the screen's so big. I'm not used to seeing all the board here. That's insane. Okay, the Exterior wants to go in. I'm curious if Witcher's plan is to play back. As we see Flash Midnight's Astra coming out here. The choice one would think they take. Why does Discord not play the sound all the time? Witcher showing us the roster. What a kind soul.
I'll make him proud.
I can't wait to know Astra's lore. Who is it that Astra's trying to make proud? That's what I want to know. Chat, who do you think Astra's trying to make proud?
Calculate or contemplate.
Alrighty. So, we see Flash Midnight opting into this bottom area to kind of have a bit of freedom of movement here. Let's see what Exterior responds with. Witcher did get this Vortex. Gets that aid in movement. And if you get the Vortex just right, it's not just an increase to your movement. You get them closer. It's just too good. You need at least one assist like that for Exterior, almost. I say that it's because I think Exterior is probably one of my favorites to play, but... Oh, okay. Well, let's make Astra's father proud. Yeah. So, Blindsiders drop, and we see it going, they're cutting off all, like, the northern access here. For Flash Midnight. Ooh. Axel Pyro cutting off the northern axis here. Making it known that if you go up here, you're going to have to take that burn. So just continuing to shuffle Flash Midnight into this bottom corner. We saw this happen in the last game where Witcher just kind of pinches you into that corner. However, this route that Flash Midnight take is different than what we saw in the last game where they chose to stay in that crate and... chill there, and it got them not too many angles to get out. They're in a very open part of the map, so they have multiple ways of egress to get themselves out and to safety. That said, they did drop the Blindsider, and this Vortex is going to leave that Blindsider blindsided with some damage.
Be brave.
This working? Wow!
So we'll see if they if Witcher's going to go for the pure just... take him out here. Use the Cinder to take him out. I think that's fine.
Aren't you just on fire?
Debating between finishing the blindsider off or dropping their own. This is going to be a key decision because they could eat. Because Witcher could eat 4 damage as the Astra continues to accelerate. Looks like he's going to opt into eating the 2 damage. Maybe finish. It's such an important decision here for Witcher. Something you'll notice a lot of these players do is they will try and eke out that extra bit of movement that they want to the direction they want. And also it prevents the blindsider from getting the melee and then the move. So you have to commit the move. Granted, blindsider has 2 health, so kind of a moot point. Almost going to certainly die in this turn if it attacks the Extilier. It also has that burn. So Witcher knowing that burn's going to tick down. It's going to take out the blindsider. No Plink is available to heal them. Lifeline could be up this turn. But kind of taking a risk-averse thing there.
It's their special day.
But also blocking the blindsider from reaching the Pyro or Witcher's own blindsider. Now, the scatter right there, and we talked about this earlier with Sicknick. Scatter in a choke is insane. The AoE shots, really strong.
Didn't sleep last night.
And then the armor and 7 health, you have to do 10, 11-ish to 14 damage to take them out. Alrighty, and we see Flash Midnight has shown their hands in regards to their ship assists, using the medical recall to bring back dear friend Blindsider. Probably going to drop him back out, unaware. It's turn 4.
Roast your rations for you.
Turn 4 means it's time for the orbital strikes. Yup. And that's gonna hurt a lot. So in the Extilier Astra matchup, you do need a couple things to go your way. Getting Orbital Strike is quite the thing to have go your way. So now Witcher has some things to decide. What are they gonna do? Burn is one of the best ways to does burn damage go through armor? I feel like that's an important question here. See what Witcher does. Flash Midnight did have a good response in that turn, though. Ooh, banked on the 60% chance. Knew that he had Sword of Justice to finish off if necessary. Using the Axel Pyro to continue zoning off that upper distance. Not going to use the Cinder for it. Instead, choosing to keep this Astra bottled up. And this is one of those things that you get from Moonbreaker that you don't get from card games, which is that positioning aspect. Is super huge, and there's the Broken Vengeance. We do get the miss from the Blindsider, but you knew you were going to miss something. That said, this is far from over. This is an Astra. All of us who played this game a decent bit at this point, no Astra can pull out some real nonsense real quick. That'll immediately turn a game around. Godspeed Thunder. I'm sorry. What was it? What was I was talking about? Or you think about the positioning doesn't affect it as much? I don't know. I think. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really know what Godspeed Thunder was saying in response to my apologies. But yeah, I do.
Stunning move. Wait.
And there we go. Detonia's going to be able to do 2 damage to someone. Tried to find a good shot for the shrapnel, to at least not get meleeed. Oh, burn through armor. Got it. Yeah, Godspeed Thunder, it should. I absolutely agree. Burn should burn through armor if it doesn't. Yep. Because for a second I was like, Godspeed Thunder, are you disagreeing on the position point? And I'm like, But yeah, and this is a game where, again, in order to win this matchup, the Extilier has to have a few things go their way and gotta position the Astra into a spot where he can't just slip out. That said, Flash Midnight has put themselves still in a really solid spot in this match, has put themselves in a corner, yes, but they have the economy of boost morale, of their Cinder. They have the so many things that could go their way here. They can still pull this out. But again, I can't emphasize enough, this is where you want to be if you're Extilier in this matchup. You've picked off 5 crew members. That's... Sorry, 4 crew members. Right? No, picked off 1 crew member. I'm sorry. 2. Math's hard. Either way, we see the burn coming through onto the captain. That's a lot of damage, and I do not believe that Flash Midnight has heal.
Cannot be undone.
Hey, welcome, Saba. I'm not familiar with Poxnora. I'll have to look into that. But I do not believe that Flash Midnight has healing in their Astra list.
Always much to consider.
They don't. So that burn is going to go tick for 3 more turns. So that's 5 damage right there from using onto the Astra. From using that Pyro. Still has the Vortex to get closer on the next turn. Witcher's sitting pretty here.
Patient.
Embrace it. Woo! Off dry, I'd say. Excuse us.
1 second here.
Be brave.
Roast your rations for you. Hey, hot stuff. Seriously, you're
All right, we are back. Seriously, you're on fire. Alrighty. So, Witcher does have a couple options available. Gonna use the spin to win there. Using the Blindsider to take the damage on the Astra because he knows Broken Vengeance. Oh, just going for the kill. I like it. Take it while you have it. Yup. Has that melee attack coming in hot here. Oh, doesn't get it. The indicator lied. That should, in theory, be game unless we get a miracle Ion Storm that just stops any and all damage from coming through. But they take 1 more burn damage on this Astra in the next turn. And Witcher has Spin to Win to auto hit. Witcher has an Orbital Strike in the next turn. It's looking pretty dire for Flash Midnight here. But again, a lot of things had to go right for Witcher for this to happen too. I mean, they had to get the right hand, and that Orbital Strike was pretty huge for them. Additionally, though, the positioning has been very well done. We've only seen this Axel Pyro really come into play the last 2 to 3 turns, but making sure they stayed up there north to cut off any escape for Flash Midnight and just slowly collapsing in. Pretty excellent Extilier play. Excellent play coming out of Witcher. But I'm just trying to think of a world where Flash Midnight, they maybe survive another turn, but they're gonna get burned, and then Orbital Strike from Witcher's gonna end it. Oh, Witcher has, like, if Witcher wanted, they could just walk away. But, oh yeah, Broken Vengeance gets in. Clean game. Very clean 3-0 coming out of Witcher, who's sitting in Grand Finals, and honestly, at this point, you'd be crazy to not think they're the favorite for this bracket right now. That said, Flash Midnight may be able to get some stuff cleaned up here. They do have losers finals. We're waiting on Yurga versus Ness to finish up. And then we're going to get to losers round 7